My name's Tony Mack. I am the independent candidate standing in the elections, in the general elections 2024 for Clacton. Before I take you on a tour of Clacton and the constituency, I want to take you on a tour of where I started my political life. I started my political life in Jaywick. Jaywick is very close to my heart. The people of Jaywick are very close to my heart. And then we will broaden out, but I just want to touch on some issues. First of all, I would like to clarify the assumption that I left Reform UK. I never left Reform UK. Reform UK left me. Despite assurances given that I would be part of the campaign and everything else, roles and this sort of stuff, as soon as a statement was secured from me supporting Nigel Farage and Reform UK, I was ostracised from everything. I was cut out from Reform UK, cut out from the campaign, which is now run by tendering district councillors, which concerns me greatly in the interests of democracy, in the interest of politics for the people, in the interests of freedom, and in the interests of the constituency itself. So that is why I decided to run as an independent, despite attempts to stop me. And furthermore, much more will be revealed. We're outside the Never Say Die pub here, which is one of my locals, a beautiful pub, beautiful people. We've got the other pubs along here. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of Jaywick and then we'll move on. Jaywick Sands gets a bad press most of the time. Yeah, from national papers, from TV stations. I like to call it poverty porn, and it's not fair. Jaywick is a beautiful place. You know, we're going to concentrate on one or two of the, little areas that need help. But also, we've got the rest of it. I mean, look at this. This is one of the most beautiful beaches on the Essex Peninsula. Tendring District Council don't really come down here. They spend thousands upon thousands on consultations about this, about that, but nothing ever gets done. Yeah? So that's why I got into politics. One of the reasons I got into local politics, and that's why I'm still in politics. And all of a sudden I've been thrust into the middle of a general election. I've always been about the people, I've always been about the constituencies, and I've always been about doing what's right. Here we are, still in Jaywick. This is the sunspot that Giles Watling in his latest literature claims to have secured £7.3 million to build. When we move on from here, I will show you where some of that £7.3 million should have gone if the local community were consulted. The sunspot itself, up until now, which could have been an absolute boon for the community, is struggling to say the least, and it divides opinion in the community. Now, I'm all for aspiration, I'm all for building up communities, I'm all for listening to the people, helping the people, politics for the people. But £7.3 million secured by Giles Watling for this does not tell the whole truth. And I will tell you the whole truth about what's happening in Tendring District Council and why I'm concerned. Despite what you see in the papers, on the media, all you see is this portrayed as Jaywick. Jaywick is much more than this. Jaywick is a beautiful place full of beautiful people. But the media and the greater media and the press only concentrate on this, and it's not fair. This is Holland-on-sea, another wonderful part of our constituency. I'm here outside Flags Cafe. Fantastic cafe, right on the beach, beautiful place. These are, it's not all doom and gloom. Clacton, the whole constituency, is a wonderful, beautiful constituency. And, I want to ask one or two questions as well while I'm here, because I've been speaking to the people in Clacton and I've been speaking to the people all over the constituency, and some concerns are now starting to be raised. And Nigel's recent comments about Putin and, what he goes on about, it disturbs me. It really disturbs me that Putin is a political idol of Nigel Farage. You have to remember, I've built a successful psychological practice I've built, for the last 14, 15 years, I've built a practice on working with people, working with their subconscious mind, working with their motivation. And the assurances given to me and the promises given to me by Nigel were enough to secure my support for him on the Tuesday the 4th of June. And of course, as most people know, since Tuesday the 4th of June, a few hours later, I was shut out from the campaign. Who it really does concern me is run by 4 tendering district councillors, 2 of which actually fielded a candidate against me when I stood for Reform UK in the January by-election. It really does concern me that this is not democracy, this is not politics for the people, this is not good for Clacton or our country. If these sort of things can happen, it concerns me that Clacton has been run into the ground over the last 6 or 7 years, and the same people that have been complicit or on the council running it into the ground are now running Nigel's campaign and part of Reform UK. As I say, it's changed beyond recognition.